Hello, Lake County Opioid Initiative. Welcome to our second virtual video meeting, whatever we call this. The first meeting I thought went really well. I again want to thank Bill for coming up with the idea and also implementing it and making sure that he collected all the videos and got everything put together. It was a great meeting. It was great to see some faces I hadn't seen in a while and to hear from people and to hear about the progress that people continue to make throughout these crazy times we're living in with COVID. It's not perfect. I know we'd all like to be together in person, but for the time being, it's really important that we continue to stay in touch, we continue to communicate, and most importantly, we continue to move the ball forward on the work that we're all doing. So this meeting obviously is going to be another one of those video meetings. We'll do the same thing in July. We don't normally meet in July, but I think it's important, again, under the circumstances, that we keep in touch with each other, and then we'll see where we go from there. Hopefully, as we get into the fall, things will open up a little bit more, and we'll see if we can get our group back together here. But again, for the time being, we'll continue to update each other this way, and keep progress moving in the direction it needs to move. So this meeting, we're going to spend a little time going into some detail about a project that we've been working on for the past several months, and the board has been actively working towards making a goal a reality. And that goal has been to create a wellness center for the A Way Out program. This would be a building that would be centrally located in Lake County, that would serve either as a drop-off center for the police or a walk-in center where somebody could access the A Way Out program right off the street without going through the police. We all think that this is really the next step in taking the A Way Out program, which is such an amazing program, to the next level. And it would also help with one of the areas that we've all been concerned about, which is encouraging people, especially people of color, to access treatment through the police. We knew when we built that program that building those bridges and engaging that trust was going to be a challenge, and certainly in light of what's been going on nationally very recently, that challenge has gotten even greater. So we really have to make sure that we're doing everything we can do to provide access to this program in a way that's comfortable for everybody. And I think this is just one more reason why having this wellness center is really something we need to continue to work towards. So from a funding standpoint, we've met with some private donors, we've applied for some grants, we've actually received some funding. I want to just take a second and thank County Board Member Linda Peterson and member of the Opioid Initiative, who was instrumental in us obtaining $156,000 of video gaming revenue from the county. Linda really pushed hard for us, and we were able to secure that funding, which will go a long way towards helping us purchase this facility and continue to operate it. So, and that's really the key, is purchasing a facility, but then also making sure that whatever we do, we can sustain. So there's been a lot of thought that's been put into that, a lot of work that's been put into that, a lot of work that we still need to do. But we want everybody to know that we're continuing to work toward that goal. And as I said, Bill is going to give you more detail than I just did in a little bit here. So with that, we'll get on with the meeting. Again, I hope everybody's doing well in spite of COVID, in spite of being cooped up. It's nice that things are starting to open up a little bit, but I hope everybody's doing well. I thank everybody for their continued work in light of everything that's going on. It's, as I said in the last meeting, it's more important now than ever, and things have changed significantly just since our last meeting. So thank you for what you all do. Stay safe, stay well, and I really do look forward to seeing everybody in person here soon.
Hello everybody, I hope this video message finds you all safe and healthy during this COVID-19 crisis. I want to thank everybody for all their work during this difficult time, helping those individuals and families that are most in need. What you're doing is more important now than ever, and I think we're going to have a lot more work to do coming up in the future. This is your treasurer's report for June 2020. The away out funds, we have $7,351.07. Cash on hand, $79,681.04. Ameritrade reserves, we have $40,000. This is held in a joint account with the Lake County Underage Drinking and Drug Prevention Task Force. And the Ameritrade reserves, we have a total balance of $57,409.53. And unallocated for Lake County Opioid Initiative, there's $2,409.53. And this is a split 70-30 for the Lake County Opioid Initiative. Again, hope this video message finds you well, and looking forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. Thank you so much.
Good morning. As you can tell, there's no beard. I'm also wearing a bowling shirt, and I don't bowl. So, anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about what happened last month. We had our first video meeting, which I think went actually kind of well. I did learn a lot of video skills, which is very interesting. I'm not so sure I want to be a videographer in my future, as you'll find out later. But we had 149 people who viewed the May meeting. Of those, I think 50 to 60 actually watched the entire thing. Thank you. And about 30 people watched probably about 3/4 of it, probably missing the stuff where I was talking, because I talked a lot. I got a couple reports. Chief Gunther asked me to pass along the Way Out report. Not much is going on. We've only had 2 people come through the program. Obviously, we know there's more substance abuse issues out in the community, but the reduced version of the Way Out program, we've had 2 people placed successfully. Many thanks to Karen Wolniak-Albert for that, and of course the various police departments who are continuing to participate. Chief Gunther is also polling the 15 departments that are, or that were part of the program pre-COVID, so to speak, on the continued participation, and of course when they'd like to start up. It looks like the consensus date is going to be July 15th. The other thing I'd like to sort of touch base on, and this is something, it's actually insanely impressive, is the volunteer program. Nestor, who, as you know, is our AmeriCorps volunteer, has done an amazing job putting together that volunteer network. And a credit to him, and of course the 6 volunteers that he had that continued to work on, continued to offer to volunteer throughout the COVID-19 crisis. We have more volunteers than just 6, but 6 of them wanted to continue through COVID. That's how important it was to them. In addition, Nestor literally will drop everything and drive up and transport someone on his time as well, which is also above and beyond. And when we see Nestor again, and we will, at one of our future meetings, we definitely have to thank him for that. And I know I value him amazingly. He's done so much good work on the volunteer program, which I struggle to put together because it's so time-consuming to do. So many thanks to that. And as Mike alluded to in his intro, we have a concept we want to talk about, our wellness center. And I'm going to have a little bit on the wellness center. Well, more than a little bit. I love to talk, so there'll be a lot. In addition, you get to see more of my videographer skills because I videotape the potential site that we're looking at too. And I apologize in advance. You get more apologies later. But so you'll see a lot of that. And there's some interesting concepts. Please do reach out to us with feedback, partnership arrangements around that particular thing when you get there. And then we normally don't have a July meeting. In this case, it's super simple for me to make videos and for you to send them to me. You give me the content. It's great. So the next deadline for the next meeting for submission would be, excuse me, July 10th. The release date, or the premiere, as I should say, will be July 16th. And that's basics for that. I will send more information out for that, including the link to the Dropbox site where you can send it, which seems to be working very, very well. And lastly, there will be some, obviously I'm trying to do some programming every month. Next month, we're going to talk about a partnership that the county has with the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Fund and the Council of State Governments on a Justice Sustainability Project. Donna Jo Mackey from the County Administrator's Office and Bruce Johnson and myself worked through this as a pilot program to develop a sustainability process. And the sustainability thing, the sustainability project that I chose, that we chose, was the Wellness Center. And so we have a variety of projects, project work that we did, including spreadsheets and a variety of other things that we worked through under the guidance of the Council of Governments and the MacArthur Center. And we've come up with a really actually very nice workable sustainability plan. And this is to be rolled out to other organizations throughout the country. So Lake County was blessed to be participating in that. And of course, Bruce was amazing, and Donna Jo Mackey was like the conscience of the group, and of course, the brains of the organization as well. And I just followed along, and now I get to take credit for it. So last but not least, I hope this format works. I mean, I personally have discovered that I like the ability to kibitz before and after meetings, and I miss that a lot. And I'm really looking forward to seeing everyone again. And from there, hopefully sometime August, September, I don't know, we'll do a face-to-face meeting. And I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, everyone stay well. One last thing. I will be going on vacation the week after next for a week, and I will be out of touch. But I will be enjoying myself. Take care. All right, let's talk about the Potential Wellness Center as promised. So all information in here is as of June 10th. The situation constantly changes. So the Wellness Center concept emerged from discussions we were having on how we could support the Away Out program with one of its major issues was someone has to stay with the client for as long as it takes until we can get the client placed. And obviously, as many of us know, it's becoming more and more difficult to place clients. So we've done a really good job actually, and I should say Nestor has done a really good job on this with developing our volunteer program, which has really done a really nice job. And we have volunteers who are volunteered to work through the COVID crisis as well, which is saying something. And Nestor's done an amazing job on that. However, volunteers can only take us so far. We wanted to do something, and we looked at a couple of other locations that were doing, similar type programs. One of them is in McHenry, where they use a central clearinghouse concept, where all the departments who participate in the program in the county will check the individual in and do the basic paperwork and stuff like that. And then they transport the client to the hospital, which is in Woodstock, and that's the central sort of place where the client waits for placement and is taken care of. And so the concept, obviously, every location has different challenges. Our location in Lake County didn't sort of help lend to that. So that's one of the reasons the board was looking at this sort of central location. The second thing that we sort of merged into this was this overwhelming concept that has emerged from numerous meetings around the county on behavioral health and mental health over the years is some form of respite center. And the concept would be something like, if you're having a really bad day and someone calls 911 on you and you're really not doing anything criminal, the responding officer has a couple options. They can take you to jail, not a desirable outcome. They can take you to the emergency room, also not a desirable outcome. Or they can leave you in place, which in many cases can also not be a desirable outcome. So what we'd like to do is offer a fourth option, which hopefully would be a more desirable option, which is a place where you can go. It's calm, It's relaxing, and we'll have professionals there who in a non-threatening way will help you. Open arms type of concept. There's a variety of concepts around this that many of you have heard of. One is the 23.5 hour concept, the living room model. I would guess will probably be a variant of something around there. So that's the basics behind what we're trying to do here. So I'd like to say right up front, things that we are not. We're not going to be a medication-assisted therapy site. It's possible, but not probable right now or anytime in the foreseeable future, as best I can tell. We're also not an emergency room, and we're also not a long-term stay location. As I said a few minutes ago, there's a 23.5 hour program, which is a very successful one, and the living room model as well. The length of stay will be phased in, but I can't see it doing any more than the 23.5 hour. And that's particularly because of zoning issues and a variety of other issues around that. So I did just want to be clear on that. Granted, all this can change, but for right now, that's what we're not. So the first thing we did was we sort of established criteria for what we were looking for in this center. To be near public transportation, it's very important to be near RTA, PACE buses, which run around the county but generally stick to major thoroughfares. To be centrally located in the county, we wanted our way out department specifically to have easy access to us, as well as other departments for other areas if we move in the respite center area. So that means, we needed to be near major highways. And then have enough parking to serve our needs. As I'll talk about in a little bit in the future, our staffing needs may grow, and we've certainly applied for funding that would allow us to have numerous staff in the facility. And last but not least, we don't want to put it in a neighborhood. We don't want to arouse the ire of NIMBYs, which for those of you who don't know, thank God you don't know, but it's not in my backyard. I support the reason for having it, but not in my backyard, and that's a very common issue. So we really didn't want to be next to houses, schools, or places like that. And so that was one of the ways we went about trying to identify properties. The next thing we did is we identified partners and partnership opportunities that were available to us on a pretty simple, basic basis. This is obviously, hopefully we're going to have a much longer list of partners that work with us. In fact, many of you who would be in this room, I'm using air quotes there, but in your room watching this video, hopefully will reach out and attempt to partner and work on partnerships with us as well, because this is a partnership. But some of our partnerships, as I just want to highlight here, NERCO, Dr. Mary Roberson and Mike Burns, have founded Northern Illinois Recovery Community Organization, and they do recovery coaching, and they're pretty committed to being involved with us. We also have the Lake County Sheriff, who's applying for grants for us, as well as the Lake County State's Attorney, who also is applying for grants for us. And then, of course, we'll always have a partnership with NACASA for the building and programs in the building. And lastly, the county chair, Sandy Hart, has done an amazing job of helping us out and pushing along a variety of things here to get us where we are today. So the next steps we've been working on are financial. It's always about the money. So we've done a couple things. We have applied for federal funding via the Bureau of Justice Assistance in partnership with the State's Attorney's Office. And we have the potential of getting $750,000 spread out over a 36-month period from this grant, which involves staffing. State's Attorney Nerheim and County Board Chair Hart have committed to reaching out to private funders here in Lake County to get seed money for setting the center up and making it up to snuff and what we want in the center, which is not an inexpensive ask. We've also gotten $156,000 in video game revenue directly as a result of the efforts of County Board member Linda Peterson from Antioch. She's been a board member of LCOI for a long time and also a long time member of LCOI in period. And she went to bat for us. Mike and I were happy with our original, what they gave us was $50,000, but Linda wasn't having that. And about 10 minutes later, after questioning staff, we had $156,000. So many, many thanks to Linda. It was a fantastic going to bat for us, and I'm very appreciative of that, and we all should be. So in a prior slide, I talked about the money. Now I'm going to talk about the programs. We have a variety of things that we want to do programming in the center. Obviously, I've spoken a little bit about the way out drop-off center. It's also possible we could serve as an entry point for the program as well. We could also, and we would like to do this, be a respite drop-off for county municipal police. Obviously, also offer walk-in assistance to anything around the Way Out program, host community recovery meetings, and have recovery coaching available. Obviously, there are tons of other programs that we could be doing. One of the reasons why we wanted to talk about this today in the LCOI meeting is to sort of go over this concept and hear feedback from you. So while we can't speak out in this meeting too well, please send me an email, wgentes@drugfreelakecounty.org. I'll put that up on the screen if I remember, and I'm physically capable of doing it in this software. And you can send me some ideas, and as we'd love to partner, and we love to do a lot of things in the building. And so that's some of the programs that we have. I don't think I have them all listed, but that's what we got so far. So some more steps, staffing. So we don't know what grants we're going to get. We don't know where the money's coming from right now. We have some money. We have the $156,000 for the building, which obviously isn't staffing, but some of the types of positions that we've been applying for, I thought would be appropriate to put down here. Some are social workers, nurses, caseworkers, recovery coaches, potentially a night manager in the building for those way out calls in the middle of the night. So there's a variety of things that we have on tap. Obviously, you can give us more ideas and more concepts as well. We're open to feedback. So where are we today? Again, as I say, this is always changing, so these details are accurate as of this week. We've identified a potential site in Haynesville. We have looked at a couple other sites. We have seen a site in downtown Mundelein. We also saw a site in Grays Lake over near CLC. That one actually sold right in the middle of the global pandemic, which kind of surprised me. And then we found this building that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to give you a little tour in a few minutes. It's based in Haynesville. So we have roughly 65% of the building funded through the video gaming money. And I've worked very closely with Donna Jo Mackey from the County Administrator's Office and Bruce Johnson to sort of identify the dollar costs for the entire project. And that includes the purchase and the renovations. And I can tell you it's roughly $400,000 in that range. So that's kind of where we are today. We don't know everything. We don't have all the answers yet. We don't even know what some of the questions are. But we are moving in the direction of going forward on this. So again, feedback, feel free. That's kind of what the beauty of the Lake County Opioid Initiative is the ability to interact with others and make decisions relatively quickly. So I will be showing you the building in a few minutes. So let's talk a little bit about the property. It's on Route 120. It's just west of Haynesville Road and on 120. and it's just east of 134 and 120 where they split. There are no homes nearby, which defeats the NIMBY issues. It is also near public transportation. About 100 yards away is the bus, the 156 Pace bus, which goes from Fox Lake to CLC. And from CLC, you can connect to numerous other buses, as well as being maybe half a mile from the Metro train. There's a variety of eating options and little commercial options around the building as well. The building is roughly 4,000 square feet. It's 2 stories. Currently, there's a chiropractor who is the owner on the main floor. There is a suite of offices, well, 2 offices on the main floor as well, that may or may not be leased to a beauty salon. And we're unsure of that. Our realtor's working on getting a lease, but the other realtor is unsure of whether there's a lease too, so I'm skeptical. And then upstairs is what could be an apartment, it could be offices, could be a lot of things. But what it is there's an individual who sells gold, or buys gold, excuse me, silver and jewelry upstairs in one of the small rooms upstairs. So that's what sort of the building looks like. We have, there's plenty of parking. There's about 10 to 15 spots in the front, and there's maybe 20 spots in the back. It's a dirt parking lot right now. One of the things we'd like to do is pave it over, depending on how much money we raise. And then lastly, I'll sort of tell you, the price right now is $249,000. That's what it's listed on the market for. And that is basically it. So just before I show the video, I want to apologize about something. In these COVID times, when you wear a mask and it doesn't fit perfectly, your glasses get all fogged up, which causes you to not notice that your camera is a little bit unfocused. And so a little bit of the video is a little soft. So maybe we should treat it as like a mood film. But anyway, it got a little better later on. I think I noticed it, or I tried to finagle it or something. But anyway, I apologize for that. But you will get the sense of what the building is like from this video, I hope. Thank you. This is a quick view of the outside of the building here in Haynesville. You can see we go through the parking lot, and then that's Route 120 right there. This is the front of the building. The door on the left is the chiropractor office. The door in the center is one that goes upstairs to the apartment, and then the door on the right is to the beauty salon. So now we've moved in through door number 1 into the chiropractor, and this is the lobby area that you're seeing here. Over to the left is the doctor's office. This is right behind the reception area there. And you can see I'm sort of doing a pan around. Then I walk back out. By that door to the immediate right is the entrance that you would have come in, and here's the reception area again, showing you what's currently there. The office is still occupied. All right, we have a bathroom here, and we have some chiropractic exam rooms. There are 4 of these in different shapes. This is to the immediate left of the reception area as well. See, this one's a little bit larger than the others. I think the next one that we'll see is actually the largest. It's the one that has a door. And there we go. There's the door. And these would all be nice rooms for either clients and or offices as we go forward. Okay, now we walk out into the hall, and we're walking towards the back of the building. There's another small restroom right there. And okay, so I turn around here and I show you back towards the lobby and the reception area. Those are the rooms we just looked at, the 4 exam rooms that they have. And then we're going to walk down the hall just a little bit here to that room right there. And that's probably a break room. It's slightly larger than the other rooms. It also has the wiring and the electrical panels in it in a panel that would be to our left. Right there. So now I back out and I believe I walk down the hall. Now to the right is a door that you don't see that would go into the beauty salon, which I'm going to show you in a few seconds. So these are two storerooms in the back that are used as storerooms. I don't think we would use them as storerooms. This is the larger of the two rooms in the back. Those windows go out to the shot on the back, the driveway area. And then this is the second room. This wall to my left is not a load-bearing wall, using my skilled reading of plans. So it could be taken down. Now we're walking back down the hall again. This time we're going to turn right into what is going to be a beauty salon, allegedly. We're not sure of the lease arrangements and all those things right now. This is a bathroom that they're remodeling. And this is a, right down the hall, those are the realtors over to the right. And there's an office / another room. I don't know if it's an office or not. Pretty significantly sized. And then walk in here, look around a little bit. Those windows again go, this is in the back of the building. We go out the door. That little door right there is no longer there. The door to the right is actually still there. And then that's the front door that I showed you earlier. And then this is a pretty large room with a door to the outside and the back area right there. So then if we go out into where those three doors are, so straight ahead would be into the chiropractor's exam room. This is the door to the outside. That would be door number 3 from my, maybe that's door number 2, excuse me. That's the door that's no longer there. And then we go up the stairs, which I'm going to torture you guys by watching me go up the stairs. So upstairs is proposed apartment. Obviously, we can do anything we want with it. Currently, they have no one up here except for the guy who's selling cash for gold, who is in what would be, if it was still the apartment, would be the extra bedroom. So now I'm on the landing here, and I'm sort of doing a slow pan of the landing. That room right ahead is the master bedroom. That's the gold guy in a small bedroom. And now I moved across the hall, and I'm looking back. That's the stairway in this foyer. Then I'm walking from the gold room to the master bedroom. I'm using the apartment terminology here because it's the simplest to keep it straight in my head. I'm not sure I would choose that color for a master bedroom, but who am I to judge? Nice 2 windows. And now we're back outside and we're walking. That's the gold. That is a full bathroom. And unfortunately, my videography skills failed me here because I did not turn the light on before I walked in here, but I do now. So the big reveal. So relatively benign bathroom. All right, turn around, and now I'm walking down the hall. To the left is what would be a laundry room with the furnace and a variety of things there. There's water, electric, all sorts of things. You can see the electrical panel there. Then down this way is an attic base thing across the top of the house towards the front of the facility. And so now I walked all the way down there, spared you that, and that's looking back towards that entryway. Now, back into the landing area, and I walk into another sort of a 2-room office type complex. If this were an apartment, this would be probably the living area, because guess what? It has a fireplace, which you can see right there. And it also has a sliding glass window. I do not think this wall is load bearing either, although I would defer to professionals to tell me that is an area where we could have a kitchen if needed. And then this is another room with a door to the outside where there's a small balcony and stairs down to the main floor. Again, this is in the back of the building, and those windows look out over the beautiful parking lot. All right, so we're outside. We're looking around the building. There are those three doors. This is the side of the building. Looking back there are between 16 to 20 parking spaces. And I've frozen the frame here just a little bit so you can see. It goes back. Okay, so there's a road back there that you can just barely see. That's the limit of the property. Also, that grass island to the right of the truck, right in the middle of that is probably the property line. So this is a view from, with my back to 120, of the facility from the right-hand side of the property. And then this is the back from the west side of the property. You can see all the windows.
Hello, I am so pleased to extend my greetings to the Lake County Opioid Initiative. I am again saddened that we can't be together, but grateful that your work continues. In this time, the services you all provide for our community are more important than ever. Our work continues in Congress as well. In the aftermath of the gruesome murder of George Floyd by a Minnesota police officer, I was pleased to join my colleagues in the House to introduce a sweeping reform package, the Justice and Policing Act of 2020. This bill will, among other things, increase transparency and hold police accountable while also investing in training to help rebuild trust between our police and our communities. The legislation contains many provisions, including ending racial profiling, banning chokeholds, mandating the use of body and dashboard cameras, and establishing a national police misconduct registry. I would note that on many of these items in the legislation, our local police departments in Lake County are ahead of the curve and have already embraced these changes. Importantly, for our work fighting opioid addiction here in Lake County, the legislation would require the Attorney General to collect data on the racial distribution of drug charges, which we know disproportionately target Black Americans. It would also ban no-knock warrants for drug cases, such as the one during which Breonna Taylor was tragically killed in Kentucky. Separate from this legislation, the House has passed new rules since my last update to allow for remote voting in virtual committees. I am hopeful that this will allow momentum to continue for the Opioid Workforce Act to increase residency slots for those studying addiction medicine. This was already passed out of the Ways and Means Committee, and I'm hopeful we can bring it to the floor for a vote. I look forward to continuing to share updates with you, and please know that our office is always available and ready to help on any issue you may have with our federal government. As always, I pray you stay safe and strong during these challenging times. Together we will beat back this virus and ensure our best days are still ahead. Thank you.
Good afternoon, LCOI family. Dr. Mary Roberson from NERCO, Northern Illinois Recovery Community Organization. A couple quick announcements. NERCO, along with Kalimba Foundation and Girls of Character, will be hosting a community town hall on June 19th from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on the grounds of the JIC Community Development Corps, where the NERCO office is located, 202 South Genesee Street in Waukegan. This event is to hear the collective voices of the recovery community on the impact of the social inequalities that's taking place across our country these days. Please feel free to contact me at 847-687-3504 for more details. I've also sent the flyer to Bill to distribute to the membership. Secondly, NERCO continues to host its all recovery meetings virtually on the Zoom platform. That's Monday at 7 p.m. and Tuesdays at 6 p.m. That information could be found also by visiting our website at www.nercolcounty.org. Lastly, NERCO has hosted its very first drug overdose prevention Narcan training, and we're very excited about going forward with that. Thank you. Hope you guys are well. Can't wait to see you in person. Bye.
Hi, everyone. Dr. Joshua Nathan here, Medical Director for Behavioral Health for the Lake County Health Department and Community Health Center with a couple of updates. Residential services at the Addiction Treatment Program, ATP, and Women's Residential Services remain closed, but they have adapted to offer some outpatient services, specifically substance use disorder screenings, clinical assessments, telehealth counseling, and referrals for substance use disorder treatment or other resources are available through those programs. Clients should call the Substance Use Disorder Hotline at 847-377-8200. Also, our substance abuse program, SAP, remains open, and we have restarted our intensive outpatient program groups using Zoom video, while we continue our continuing care groups also using Zoom video. Hope all are staying safe and that we can meet again in person in the near future. Bye-bye.
Hello, my name is Brian Gooding, and I'm the new outreach coordinator for the Illinois Helpline for Opioids and Other Substances, and I have a quick update. As of April 1st, the helpline at 833-2-FIND-HELP now serves as a central access point for DHS benefits, services, and support. Help for opioids and other substances is option number 1, and those folks that choose that option will be directed to a live person. Updates on the website at helplineil.org include a live chat feature that's now up and running, and we've also added COVID-19 resources to support treatment and recovery services for people who may be still actively using, those in recovery, and their allies. We know people using substances and those in early recovery, they have some added challenges during this time. We're looking to get the word out about the helpline, and I'm available for remote or in-person trainings or presentations to individuals, providers, support groups, organizations, health fairs. For more information or to schedule a presentation or to have us participate in your event, please reach out to me, Brian Gooding, at Brian, B-R-Y-A-N, .Gooding, Gooding, at phimc.org. Brian.Gooding at phimc.org. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Kevin Mackey from Athletico Physical Therapy with just a couple quick updates. First, I wanted to update everyone on the use of the doTERRA charcoal disposal kits. Throughout our clinics in Lake County from January through April, we distributed 160 of the kits to our patients in order to assist them in safely disposing of unneeded prescription medication at home. Secondly, all of our clinics in Lake County are offering a post-COVID-19 rehabilitation plan for any patients who are hospitalized or had severe immobility as a result of being testing positive for COVID-19. The symptoms of this typically are increased tightness, stiffness, loss of balance and strength, as well as possibly an altered gait pattern. So if you know of anyone who is suffering from symptoms post-COVID-19, we're happy to help them get back to doing whatever it is they want to do this summer. So thanks, and hope to see everybody soon.
Hello, everybody. It's Charla Waxman with Lake Behavioral Hospital. I am so proud to announce that our move is complete, and we now have the capacity for 146 adolescents, adults, and seniors. In addition to our inpatient programming, we also have our outpatient program, partial hospitalization for adolescents, and intensive outpatient programming for adults. You know that you can always reach us 24/7 by calling 855-990-1900. Also, please call us for a tour.
Hello, my LCOI friends. Laura Fry with Live for Lolly. I sure do miss you all and hope that we can get together really soon. Little update from Live for Lolly. We have been doing everything virtually during COVID-19. Still getting a really good response at our virtual support group meetings, but what I did want to share is the Stigma Crusher is going back out on the street. Next week, Thursday, we will be in Waukegan on 10th Street around McAllister from 1 to 4. So be sure to check us out, spread the word, and the following week we will be back in McHenry at AJM Auto on Front Street. So please spread the word. We will be back out there crushing stigma, handing out safe supplies, toiletries, love, naloxone. The only thing we aren't handing out is judgment. Hope to see y'all soon. Take care and be well. Bye.
Hi, obviously I'm not Sam Martinez. I'm also not the young ladies who live next to me who offered to record something for me last time. They're not available this time. But Sam wanted to let you know that she has partnered with, or Advocate Aurora has partnered with a trainer for QPR with the First Church of Crystal Lake United Methodist to host a QPR session to persuade and refer suicide prevention training on June 23rd at 4 p.m. and on the 29th at 6:30 p.m. It's a partnership with NAMI McHenry where they've done a QPR suicide prevention gatekeeper training. What you'll learn is to recognize the warning signs of a suicide crisis and how to question, persuade, and refer someone to seek help. The basis of QPR is easy to learn, and this practice could save a life. QPR gatekeeper training is no cost to the community, and the remote training is presented for an hour, and an additional 10 minutes are set aside for questioning. As we know, the global pandemic has affected every part of people's lives, and the conditions are destroying our collective sense of normalcy, and I can attest to that. Depression and anxiety are apparent during the COVID-19, and according to a new article in JAMA Psychiatry, I should say, suggests that COVID-19 may lead to an increased risk of suicide. Loneliness, social isolation, and economic downturns are linked to a higher rate of suicidal thoughts and behaviors. Emergency rooms are inundated with patients seeking treatment for the virus. Individuals seeking treatment for suicidal ideations might be delayed in receiving treatment or might not receive treatment at all, and this is why this is so important. And this will allow the community to support those in need and develop a stronger social bond. The gatekeeper training is also evidence-based, and it's based on a public health model. If you want more information or to register, contact education@namimchenrycounty.org. And I will put that email in here, I think. Anyway, thank you very much. And I believe this is the last video in this meeting. So I hope everyone has a wonderful month, a safe month, and that we'll see each other soon.